Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Uh, Lewis is on assignment tonight. John is missing in action. Skunk slash Kyle is on his way, we hope.
Well, that certainly taught me something. Ah,
Uh, oh, did you say where's a cryptid and a couple of wizards when you need them?
yeah,
And
but I didn't mean to say it 6 or 8 times.
it it broadcasted out to every channel.
That I was not aware of. That's another learning point that I will have
Yeah,
to be aware of here.
I was excited we had that many comments.
Yeah, but all it took was one click.
Yeah.
Uh,
Somebody's on our Stupid O'Clock page and on our Stupid O'Clock YouTube page.
hey,
There's
Carl.
Carl Whitzman. Carl, go to my page. I put the link up if you want to jump in with us.
Really? We're going to be on a little stretch here between the two of us. Uh, had a wonderful rocket launch earlier today, but that's not the topic of this program.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we had one good rocket launch and we had one that wasn't so grand.
oh, tell me about the not so grand one, because that one I
Uh,
did not see.
yeah, Rocket Lab on their 20th mission. Uh, the second stage booster spun out of control. They shut down the engine. They were able to recover the first stage rocket,
Oh, well,
but
but
the
the satellite
satellites were
and the
lost.
second stage,
Yeah,
oh, that's that is unfortunate.
yeah,
It's one of the hazards of the industry, though.
yeah. Carl says he's just going to sit in the comments tonight. He may have to leave early. Well, that's fine. Okay. Well, you better keep commenting so we can have something to talk about because we're sort of sitting here going,
Oh, well, it is a totally different experience having the control panel around here.
yeah.
Uh, it
I
does.
cannot understand where that echo is coming from.
Well, I don't hear it, so it's got to be on your end. I mean, I don't even hear it from your end.
Okay, I keep hearing myself when I said, "Yep." It just jumps in there for a second.
Hmm. Well, it may be in your headphones. I don't know how or why that would be. That it doesn't sound. Uh, I don't know. I'm enjoying listening to your grandfather clock back there.
Ah, that's not helping matters either, is it?
Oh no, it's fine. I love it.
Oh yeah,
I'm seriously, I do
yeah,
enjoy listening to something like that. I grew up with things like that, so
yeah,
you know,
yeah. Carl Whitzman, the two Rocket Labs satellites were launched. The SpaceX Starlink went to orbit just like they were supposed to.
yep. Matter of fact, after Joe signed off with Armchair Rocket Science, I kept on watching the entire SpaceX broadcast and found out that it's got some really good music on there. I wish they'd hire me to do some for
Uh, I'll find the address, Dan, and let you submit it to them.
them. I'd have to write like 6 hours worth in order to keep up with one of their broadcasts. Uh, of course, I do admire the way they went about it. They just continually the same piece of music and it continually changed themes gradually all the way through like an opera.
Yep.
That's quite nice. That's quite nice. Haven't seen Carly. Aunt Donna has not put in an appearance so far.
Uh,
Yeah, it seems to be, although Joe would be the expert. Hey, Michaela.
Hey, Michaela. If you go to my Facebook page, there's a link you can jump in with us. We're flying solo tonight. And thanks for the big thumbs up. We appreciate that. We're just sitting here, killing a little time. Lewis is actually his grandson graduated down in Georgia today. So they're on the road back. Skunk is running a wrestling match. There is somebody live streaming the wrestling match on their Facebook page. I don't know if that's permitted or not. So I've been watching some of that. Yeah, Michaela is hiding on the Facebook page.
Yep. So, yeah, Carl, you're on one of the YouTube channels, and Michaela is on one of the Facebook channels.
Was on the Facebook channel. She has cut a trail.
Oh.
And Bill Sartain just jumped in, gave us a big heart.
Okay,
we appreciate it, Bill.
That's one on a page that I can't see from here. So.
Well, Dan, if you...
There he is.
Yeah, there he is. If you look up, see where it says live, and then you see the eyeball that says 2?
Mm-hmm.
If you mouse over that, it tells you how many's watching from each channel.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I don't see anywhere here it says live. I just see a bunch of check marks.
Well, no, on our picture. On our picture.
Oh, on our picture. Oh, yeah. I see there.
Live. And then you face over and it shows all the channels that are live and all that. And Bill, I've also put a link on my my page if you want to jump in with us.
I don't have to see you. Oh, y'all confirmed me as a wizard the other night in the green room.
What did you do?
Lord, if I know. I was just my entertaining, charming self.
Oh.
And you know what kind of trouble that could lead to.
So y'all violated community standards again.
I don't know what we violated. I thought we had an invitation, but.
Oh. Where are our people? We ought to just go ahead and sign off and make them worry about it.
Oh, no, Carl, absolutely right. We do not remember the stuff that happens in the green room the next day, or at least some of us claim not to remember in order to protect the innocent.
Yep.
And I know innocent and green room does not really go together in the same context. But,
nope.
Everybody's worthy of the shadow of doubt there. Well, I am war slap shit out from trying to go through the demolition of this little 6 by 8 foot tool shed out back of the house. I finally got all the plywood off of it, and I've started knocking the roof off of it and some of the uprights in the framework. And Lindsay was going, well, what if one of the cats wanders in there in the middle of the night and knocks it all down? I go, we ain't got a cat big enough to do that. It'd have to be, pretty much a Siberian tiger sized or something.
Oh, here in town, one of the news stories is these guys were doing a flip this house deal, and they knocked out a few load-bearing walls.
Oh, no.
Brought the whole thing down on top of them.
That's why they call them load-bearing. Oh, my God. How badly were they hurt?
One of them's got a broke leg. The other one was just pinned in there. And you know the bad part about it? They were within the city limits and didn't pull a permit.
Oh, bugger. How much trouble are they in?
I don't know how much trouble they're in, but they sure ain't fixing that one because the roof line, the uh, the ceiling joists are on ground level on the
Oh,
whole house.
well, they certainly flipped it. Um, well, they'll be able to make their money back just scavenging the plywood and 2x4s.
Plus the fee. Yeah, when you don't do permits, yes.
Yes, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Uh,
What are they going to make them do? Put it back up?
they ought to, and then sell it for them. Hey, there's a bill.
Hey,
Howdy,
Bill,
howdy.
welcome to the show.
Hey, Bill.
Thanks for having me.
How's it going?
I'm very tired. I didn't.
I think we're all three here in a very tired state, but
Well,
whoa, there we go.
is that better? I can't tell.
Well, it's a larger
No.
picture.
I'll just do it the other way. What the hell? I'm on my phone. Can you tell?
Just,
Oh, yeah.
just a little.
Now, Bill, I got to know, what'd you get at the auction?
Not a thing.
Uh-oh.
We actually. Well, that's why I was in the green room so early last night. We didn't stay. We ended up buying a bed for Laura's dad from somebody that works at the auction, and they came by tonight and got it. Nice Jenny Lynn bed, but
Wow.
so they both have beds now, and that's
All
one
right.
less thing to do. And then tomorrow we got to go over and do a bunch more stuff. And
Now, what kind of auction do you go to? Is it like an antique auction or is it?
it's a little bit of everything. Yeah, there are antiques there. There, collectibles. There's junk. There's bed bugs. Whatever you want.
So it's sort of like an estate auction.
It is. It's partial estates, Dan.
Mm.
So
And Carl Whitman
anyway.
asked, what about the butter dish?
I do remember that
No.
part. And I remember
No, I'm
what
not.
we were talking about at the time. So
Yeah, we were talking about burial.
Variations on cremation urns, and
Mhm.
and Bill holds up a butter dish like, just and make sure it's maple syrup.
And Laura gave me that butter dish, so I gotta keep it as a butter dish, or I may get buried in it. I don't know.
Hey,
But
at that point, I don't think she has any right to complain about what you decided to do with it.
Well, believe it or not, I used to work for Kelly Wilbert Vault, which Carl will know. They make burial vaults, and I worked there for them for about 8 months. And I used to make the concrete vaults, but I had to quit because I got horrible concrete poisoning all up and down my arms, my legs. We wore jumpsuits and everything, but I looked like I had the plague.
That's not
And
good.
Well,
yeah, I
wait a
finally
minute. You were actually allergic to one of the components of the concrete, or
I was getting concrete poisoning.
I'm still not understanding. I mean, you can get exposed to concrete so much that it will actually
Well, when
cause
you're
reaction.
mixing it,
Yeah.
I would mix it, and I had Well, you had a machine that mixed it actually, but you mixed the sand and the rock and
And the
uh,
lime and
the
everything else.
lime and water and everything in there. And whether it was that it got on my skin or just the moisture or whatever, it I mean it blistered me up big time.
That sounds like the lime. You were
Yeah.
allergic to the lime.
It
And
might have been.
yep, we've got stuff like that at work too. Oh, we've got a nasty thing at work that they have to wear full hazmat suits to clean up, and it's one of those things where um, back in the '70s they told me to go out and start shoveling it up without even a dust mask, and I'm going,
Mm.
this is chromium. Uh, that's a definite carcinogen. I'm gonna have to have some hazmat gear here. So they
Oh.
got somebody else to do it.
Well, don't you remember
Yeah.
when they used to put mercury and iodine on your cuts?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Healed you up too.
Yeah. Well, and that's the same principle of if it don't kill you, it makes you stronger.
And then there was mercurochrome, which was what? Mercury, chromium, and iodine?
Uh
Hmm.
huh. That's exactly what I was talking about. Methylate
Yep.
was the stuff that didn't burn.
Yeah.
Right.
Mercurochrome was the stuff that made you jump up out of a coma and run to the next room.
Yeah.
It would send me through the rough. Mom
I
put
bet
that
you.
on.
I bet you my mom still got a bottle of that stuff in the medicine closet. Now,
And
you
you
can tell
know,
we lived on a farm. We didn't have a medicine cabinet. It was a closet.
hey, and I bet it's still I bet it's still not out of date either.
Probably not. I think it's got a half-life of 10,000 years.
My thing was, I am not allergic to a soul in the world. I've been tested for everything, and after I got that poisoning working for Kelly Wilbert Vault, I went in to the doctor, got tested because I was blistered everywhere,
Yeah.
and it. I'll tell you what, that'll ruin your day in a heartbeat. And so they did the little needle prick test and all that stuff, and
Yeah.
said I wasn't allergic to anything.
Yeah, well,
So
what you were getting was Lyburn.
what was that?
Uh,
The the limestone was reacting with the water and creating a soluble
Oh,
thing that would actually burn your skin.
yeah,
It's not
yeah.
an acid, it's a base. Uh, so if you can imagine dipping your arm in the opposite of battery acid, but with the same strength, that's what was happening to you.
yeah.
The thing is that it wouldn't burn at the beginning. It would almost it would actually it itched like crazy. I felt like I was getting uh, walk through a metal of poison sumac or something,
Mhm.
and and it would itch, and I would be scratching through my sleeves of my jumpsuit and I'd turn around and take that off before I go home, and holy moly, it was just horrible.
So now that's a question to Dan. Isn't that what murderers use to dissolve bodies, or is that lie?
Quicklime, yes.
Hmm.
That is the powdered form of exactly what we were talking about. Is
Yeah.
yes, indeed, and it is highly alkaline. Whereas some people use drums of some sort of acid or whatever, but alkaline works just as well, just going from the opposite direction. Now, what did I say? Alcohol? I said I meant bases uh, rather than acids. Oh, here you can tell I haven't had enough to drink yet. I can't get my mouth to work.
Uh,
And that's one to grow on.
uh,
Definitely.
Now, Bill, you were talking about the auctions. I got to ask, have you ever bid on something just because the guy that was bidding against you upset you, and you had
We
no
we yeah,
intentions of buying it?
yeah,
You just run the bid up on him.
bid them up, bid them up.
Take that, asshole. You can have it.
You're go- if you want it, it's going to cost you.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
So
have
that
seen that a time or two myself, although most
I
of the times I've been to an auction, it's been beef cattle or whatever, and I was just a kid watching everything go on. Thankfully, I knew better than to raise my hand.
I used to go to car auctions, and this gorgeous little Dodge motorhome looked like the old Dodge van
Hmm.
nose motorhome, and bid was low, so I threw a bid in there, and this guy immediately shot right up to what I had in my pocket. I mean, the bid went from $50 to 500. Nobody would bid on it. Nobody's bid on it. It got down to 50. I said, I'll give you 50. And then the guy right behind me goes, 500. I turned and looked at him. I went 550. 7. 750. 1,000. Let him have it. I only had 500 in my pocket.
Yeah. Too bad you couldn't have run him up to 10,000,
Well,
just as punishment.
the poetic justice was they drove it out of the building, drove it around. He would have paid for it. He was broke down 2 blocks down the road from, and oil was pouring out the bottom of the engine.
Oh, yeah. Uh, that's not quite serendipity, but it is poetic justice.
Well, I rolled the window down and I said, "Hey, dude, I only had 500 in my pocket," and drove off.
now
Ain't worth
Joe,
50, is it?
Joe, I have to say,
Yeah,
in my defense, most of the people at the auction that we go to, we know, and most of them we like.
yeah.
And there are a lot of times if I see somebody bidding on something that I was bidding on, and I'm, there's really nothing at the auction that I can't live without. You know, I
Oh,
I
yeah.
I go I go for the social interaction and that, and you know, and it it it's really, you know, it's like a big family. So there's a lot of times if I see so and so's bidding on something, I'll back out. You know, it's like I don't need it that bad, and maybe they do. So,
Mm.
but last week, uh, Dan, when I came in the green room and I had that General Motors little piece of iron, the man pouring the iron,
Hmm.
and it had the GMPT Danville on it, which is General Motors powertrain, Danville, Illinois. And anyway, so I wanted that, and I had three other people bidding against me, and then one of them backed out, and the other kept up. But I was telling Laura and her dad and them, I'm going to try my best, and I didn't think I'd do it, but there was one guy who's normally there, and he runs online auctions, and I'll tell you what, if you get his interest in something, I don't even try. I don't have half the money that he does,
He
you
got
know.
deep pockets.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah,
You know.
I can understand that. Yep. Well, I'm glad you got it because it's a beautiful little sculpture, and it was an award for something.
Yeah, what it went on was, and I guess if I don't cause too much commotion here, I can probably reach over and grab it because I'm sitting in the living room as opposed to the kitchen. Let me see if I can jump up here, um, get it out of the display case. But it when the people would retire from General Motors, they would get a wooden plaque that would have a little metal plate that would have their name on it and how many years service that they did. But also on that would be this little guy and pouring the
Yeah.
iron. And at the bottom, that's where you see the GMPT Danville, and it would be on the plaque. And the people that worked in a different department got it was a silver brake disc on there instead of the guy. This was usually if you worked in the foundry, you got this thing, and this is heavy. This is iron. This is probably about 5 pounds, and I'm put that thing down before I drop it. But
And that really hurt your toe.
oh man, well they test out all the different irons and stuff. There was one. I got a good friend of mine I used to work with at Lowe's because all the GM retired people went to work at Lowe's afterwards. And he was a 30-year retiree from GM, and he said that there was one other type of iron. I think it was called pig iron,
Mm-hmm.
and that they would test that in there, and then they would test one other one too, and I can't remember the name of it, but one of it they stopped doing because they would, they'd have to test them in the forms. And so what they would do is they would make molds of animals like cows and pigs and dogs and chickens and stuff, and little cars and airplanes and stuff. And they were basically little iron toys that they made. And the people that worked for GM took these things home and kept them in their personal collections. And then you will occasionally see them, and I've seen them before come up in Martin's auction that I go to. But and each one of those pieces, they could go drum up, 40, 60, $80, depending on what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that.
I
mean, they're
lucked out,
basically
got
one
mine.
shots.
Mm-hmm. And but they're really interesting. I mean, they're I didn't know what they were for the longest time, and I thought, oh, these are old iron toys. And I said, well, what company made that? And they said, no, this is people at Central Foundry. GM plant made it over in Tilton. And I'm like, really? And didn't know that. And then the first time I found out that they made it over there, I thought somebody was sneaking in and making a mold of a dog or a cat and doing it while the boss wasn't around. I thought they were doing it, on company time, and they wasn't supposed to. And actually, that was part of the research and development. They had the R&D department there that that's what you were supposed to do. That's what you got paid to do.
So coming across one of those is a collector's item.
Yeah. And they not only, you would find them at any General Motors foundry all over the United States. My friend of mine that lives down in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, he said there was a GM plant down there, and they used to do the same thing.
Well, that is a beautiful piece that you wound up with. I'm very glad that you managed to catch that one. It is quite lovely, actually. I mean, even if it is a foundry test piece, or in this case, a retirement present, or part of a retirement present. It's
Yeah,
still
I lucked out.
that's a nice thing.
I mean, that's back
Yeah.
when they, you know, encouraged you to retire and not try to fire you before it was time.
Mhm.
Let's not speculate too far on that.
But
Oh,
yeah, when Central Foundry closed down in Tilton, that really did a lot to depress Danville's economy.
mm,
It was really between that in the 70s is when that happened. And then in 1980, they opened a medium security prison right on the Illinois Indiana state line. Of course, you can imagine when they had all the prisoners down there, all the families of the prisoners ended up moving down to Danville, and the gangs of the prisoners moved down to Danville. Of course, most of them were coming from Chicago, and of course that did even more to depress Danville's economy, and then drive up everything else that they shouldn't be having.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Unfortunate side effects.
We have a
mhm.
foundry. We have a little foundry here in town, little locally owned, and they supply the city of Chattanooga with their manhole covers and storm drains and all that. That's what they specialize in. And part of my job was going to pick up that iron when we would build either a manhole or a storm drain, catch basins, or whatever. And I got to looking, and on the back side of them, it said "Made in China."
Ooh,
And I said, "You don't make these here?" He goes, "No, they cost me too much money." He says, "I can order 10 from China and have them shipped here for what it costs me to make one in the foundry."
That is ridiculous. I mean, no doubt it's true, but it's a sad state of affairs.
Yeah. Of course, he says,
well,
I can't afford to pay my foundry guys $20 an hour. Or that's what he has to pay them because they're a union shop.
Yeah.
well, you would hope it.
That's
You would hope they would.
Yeah. So all they do is they ended up casting something for Volkswagen. We have a Volkswagen plant here in town,
mhm.
and they cast some part for the Volkswagen Passats.
Hmm. I can't think of anything that's cast except maybe disc brakes, the rotors for disc brakes. I don't know of anything else on a car that is actually cast anymore. But I'm no expert.
They're cast in aluminum.
Oh, aluminum. You got to have real skill to do that. That's easy to screw up.
Sorry, guys, to get all topsy turvy on you.
Oh,
Well,
don't worry about it, Bill.
I'm I'm trying to set up the selfie stick because, damn it, my hand is getting sore.
Yeah,
There.
definitely.
I
Okay.
understand that. Dan, you would enjoy what I had for dinner tonight. Fish and chips.
Oh, yes, I would.
With
Except I had a double-sized bowl of my own chili.
Of course, mine came from Captain D's.
Well, I mean, that's not bad.
Well,
It's not bad at all, really.
it only took about 12 packs of malt vinegar to get the flavor to my liking.
Well, now you and I both like malt vinegar quite a bit. Now, Lindsay and I go through a bottle of it in extra quick time for all the stuff we put it on. Because not only do we put it on the fish, but we put it on the French fries as well.
Oh, That's yeah.
No, you ought to try it.
Oh
Salt, yeah, malt vinegar, and then the salt and pepper.
yeah. No, I don't do the pepper. Of course, as I was eating it, I was going, I wonder how malt vinegar would go on McDonald's fries. But you got to do it there at the store.
Yeah,
Oh,
otherwise they're not going to be hot enough to soak it up. They're the thin cut fries, so they cool off really quick.
Yep.
Now, what else? I'm in the habit of taking a can of V8 to work every day to go with my lunch, and I've got a bottle of apple
Seagram's?
cider. I got a bottle of apple cider vinegar.
Oh,
No, not Seagram's, but I have had people ask me, and I'll put one cap full of the apple cider vinegar in one of the plastic 12-ounce cups, and then pour in the tomato juice and a little dash of salt. And they're going, "You making yourself a cocktail?" And I go, "Yeah, it's a bloodless Mary. There's no alcohol in it."
I've seen a commercial for apple cider vinegar gummies. Why would anybody ever want that? I don't know.
Well, they're back in the day, about 5 years ago, there were some people that were touting like 1 ounce of apple cider vinegar just before bedtime. Knock it back like you're knocking back a shot of whiskey or something, and go to bed, and it would increase your metabolism and help you burn fat quicker while you slept.
and it also helps dissolve gallstones.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Well, I don't have to worry about them. I drink enough vinegar to where pretty much if it weren't for the beer, I'd still be pickled when I die. So, oh,
Well, I
Oh,
don't. I've tried apple cider vinegar numerous times, and I can't. I just can't do it. Now, I drink real apple cider. Does that count?
I really don't know. Is it the taste or is it the extra acidity? Does it just
Probably
taste bad, or
a
is
little. Well, I would like to say it was the taste, but because of my ulcers, the acidity does
yeah,
really bother me.
yes? You really should stay away from as many acidic things as you possibly can if you've got ulcers, or
Yeah.
you will hurt yourself.
yeah. Tonight, after I finished everything up, I had that of the vinegar,
Hmm.
and it was on the last bite. I don't understand what it was.
It had been sitting there soaking it up the longest. That's why it was the last bite.
But
Well, I need to run off to the little boy's room. I shall return.
all right,
He forgot his pod catheter again, I guess.
yeah, he did. Of course, it probably won't be long because that was full when I started.
Well, I'm
Oh,
drinking this Sprecher's root beer.
root beer. Okay.
Uh, get this at Menards. But now Walmart used to have it for a short period of time, and then all of a sudden they stopped getting it in little 4 packs. And man, I'll tell you, it's about my favorite root beer. Um, but this late at night, I don't want to drink anything with caffeine.
Oh yeah. Well,
And tomorrow's my last day that I get to eat until the day from hell on Monday.
oh, the fun times.
Mhm.
So, what do you do? Do you start the treatment Sunday night or
Uh,
Monday night?
Mon- Monday, well, I stop. I'm gonna have to check my packet to see when I'm supposed to stop eating. If I stop at, well, I'm sure I stop at Sunday night before I go to bed, but I know Monday morning at 11 a.m. is when I'm supposed to take the Dosilac. 2 tablets, fun, and have the other mixed up with the Gatorade. And then the fun will really start about an hour after that.
Mhm.
So,
Of course, you
and
could always get those sugar-free gummy bears.
sugar-free gummy bears. You
Yeah.
lost me.
Oh, you got to go read the Amazon reviews on sugar-free gummy bears, Bill. You'll be in tears.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Something about the artificial sweetener in it gives you a laxing effect.
Oh,
Uh,
I think
it'll blow you out the other end. That's all I'm going to say.
I was told that Monday,
Yeah.
after everything is said and done, to weigh myself. And that I would be amazed at how much weight I lost that way.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm trying to keep this a kind of a G rated here on your show.
Yeah.
I'm I'm trying to keep remembering this is not the green room. This is not the green room.
I do understand. I do understand. And I do appreciate it. Oh, it
Yeah.
looks like when Dan gets back, I think we're just going to run for an hour tonight because we don't have a regular crowd. And
So what happened to everybody?
I don't know. Well, Lewis, his grandson graduated high school and they had to drive
Yeah.
down well past Atlanta
Mm-hmm.
for graduation. And then they just got home just a little while ago. So he's wiped out. Oh. And
Skunk
then
MIA or
He was at work filming a wrestling match. The last thing that we heard. So, yep. Skunk is a very busy young man and up and coming wrestler at that.
Yeah. And John, we don't know where John is.
Yeah.
Well, I know this was a big.
Mission Control said John was busy on something undercover. So, Mr. Waverly has his moments.
Joe, how did your little broadcast go this morning?
It went good. Sadly, the rocket had a failure at the ignition of second stage. They, instead of taking off and flying straight, it took off and spun out. The center of thrust was not in the right direction, and it went. And they shut engine down, and you know it's a bad day when you see the president of the company going.
And I feel for the gentleman because I know how much is involved in getting all that stuff going, and not only financially, but
watching Mission Control when there is a failure. You know, thankfully there were no lives lost, or it was all it was unmanned. But seeing these young guys who are cocky go. And people looking over and going,
yep.
And then the announcer going, it seems we've just lost telemetry. Everything should be fine.
And wondering how you can keep a straight face while you say that, and if you're actually paying attention to what's going on in the control room.
Yeah. It's like,
Oh,
oh Lord, what did one guy? I saw one guy just take his headphones off and just throw them down, get up and walk off. Oh,
well,
that
sometimes you're allowed to clock out when your job's over.
but he did that, and I saw Peter Beck, the president, go. So whoever it was probably with the satellites.
Mhm. Yep, that makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense.
Going,
Oh,
what'd you
have you
do?
have you seen the thing about the first SpaceX orbital
Oh yeah,
flight
oh yeah.
flight
It's
plan? That
uh
that looks impressive, but it confuses me. They're going to do a splashdown. They're not going to try and soft land it somewhere.
uh. Here's the deal. It is the test of the booster.
Yeah, the first stage.
Yeah, the booster is going to land on. Somehow they have secretly built a barge big enough to land it.
The first stage first. Oh man, that's got to be a big old boat.
You ain't kidding. It's going to land on a boat.
Wow.
The second stage, which is called Starship, is going to do a once around, and they're going to try to soft land it in the water 63 miles off Oahu.
Oh, they're aiming for Gilligan's Island. I understand.
Now, uh, and everybody's going, why are they doing that? Why are they doing that? I said, think about this for a minute, people. You have an unproven rocket re entering the atmosphere. Do you really want to do it over land?
Depends on whose land. There are a few people that I wouldn't mind dropping a rocket or two on.
But
Chinese have no problem with it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well, Elon says we do not want to risk any damage or whatever having pieces of a rocket falling on. Elon don't think it'll survive re-entry
Mm.
since it's the first one.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
It's better to ditch it out in the middle of the ocean.
It's better to plan to write it off beforehand than actually go through what could be a disastrous PR stunt
Yeah.
and try and land both first and second stage.
Well, here's the big problem. SN-15 wasn't supposed to land.
It did, and quite nicely.
Now they couldn't. The problem was they were trying to figure out what to do with it.
Oh, they expected it to go boom,
Yeah.
and it didn't oblige.
Oh, great. Now what are we going to do with it?
Let's do something flashy and blow it up anyway.
Yeah. Try again.
That's
what they're going to do. They're going to fly it again.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can screw it up this time.
Oh, no. Poetic justice. It survives and they recover it to reuse one more time.
Well, where they put it is on Pad B, and the community is losing their mind. No, not Pad B, not Pad B. Pad B's cursed. Nothing has survived launches from Pad B.
Yet.
Pad B used to be Pad A. Remember when SN4 blew up?
Mm-hmm.
And damaged the launch pad, and they had to pull it off and rebuild the launch pad?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what they pulled off and hauled off to the side and rebuilt is Pad B. Everything on Pad B up till then blew up. On Pad A, or everything on Pad A blew up. So they had to rebuild a new launch pad. Pad A is a new pad, a new launch superstructure. Pad B is a rebuilt Pad A.
One day people will get over being superstitious about everything. Notice the
Never.
self-edit. Never, Bill?
When baseball players do.
Oh, no,
So
I'm not going
never.
that far. I'm not going that far.
Was Pad B the one that after the one messed up on it, it kind of left a little ring on the pad? Trying to remember. This happened
SN8
quite a while
launched.
ago.
SNH launched from Pad A, did everything great. SN9 launched from Pad B, did the backflip and landed on its
Yeah,
back.
yeah, that one.
SN10 launched from Pad A, landed but blew up. SN11 blew up before it ever came down.
One of these days, you're going to have to write the history book.
Yeah, I'm keeping notes.
Yeah, keeping notes. Tell me when you start typing. I'll give you a good spell check program.
Yeah. SpaceX launches for dummies.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry about that, everybody.
If it don't come out one end, it may come out the other.
Well, it wasn't good the second time around. I'd rather smelt that one.
Oh, well, that's your malt vinegar there.
And with that,
It's going to burn no matter which end.
And with that one, we'll.
Good night, everybody.
Oh.
Oh, Dan, I do not think we will be doing an after show tonight.
That's too bad. I really love the after show and the after show and the after show until dawn.
Yeah, what the hell am I going to fall asleep to tonight?
I guess Dan talking to Dan.
Oh, believe me, thousands of women can testify that it's easy to fall asleep when you listen to me talk.
Well, we know one woman who can wake you up, though, Dan.
Yeah.
I happened to be in the room that night.
Who is it, Donna? Was it Donna that woke him up, or?
No, it was a night. Well, it was a night there was no green room. What was the deal with Carl and them? They and then
There's
I came in.
Hey. Yeah, I don't remember exactly which night it was. Was it
Anna.
Michaela or Anna?
No,
yes, it was.
Anna.
It was Anna. It was. I believe it was it's either the first or second time I had met her in that group, and I'm starting to nod off. And I'm out like a light, and she just kind of leans up and goes, "Dan, wake up!" Boom. She's got that magic voice.
What's up, Skunk?
Oh, I'm gonna kick somebody's ass.
Well, as long as they ain't none of us. Need somebody to hold your coat?
Do you notice what I'm drinking?
Mountain Dew?
Yeah. Guess why?
Lovely roommates?
Roommate.
Drank all your beer.
Yeah. Didn't say anything. Apparently, he polished the beer off last night. Didn't say a word to me. I've been out all day. and he didn't say a word to me. He said, "Hey man, you need to pick up beer because we're out." Disrespectful little cretin. Oh man,
You need to have a
really,
secret stash.
he really got on my damn nerves tonight too. Like I actually yelled at him tonight because I was trying to explain to somebody something that had happened last week, and he kept trying to interrupt, and he kept trying to interrupt, and I heard him the first time. Okay, I just kept going with my story because that wasn't the point. He was trying to be pedantic. He's trying to be pedantic, and I just don't want to hear it. I'm telling the story. Shut up.
Well,
Stop trying to correct me about something. Stop trying to correct me about something that doesn't even matter to the point of the story. The point of the story doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the dude was doing. The point of the story was what had happened. And so I'm sitting there telling the story, and he kept interrupting. And finally, I turned to him, and I was just like, "I heard you the first time. Stop it. You don't have to. It doesn't matter." And he started saying something else. He was like, "Well," I was like, no, it doesn't matter." And he goes, "Why are you being such a jerk?" I said, "Why are you interrupting me? Go away."
Well,
his dad asked me last night. Bill asked me last night. Not this Bill. This Bill, but a different Bill. Asked me last night. He goes, "Have you not killed him yet?" I said, "I've thought about it."
Wow. Well, all I'm going to say, Skunk, is those were some pretty good matches tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah. I watched a few of them.
Were you at the show tonight?
No.
Then how did you watch any of the matches that we did tonight?
Someone was streaming on Facebook.
Huh, they shouldn't have been. Oh well.
That's what Joe said. This isn't supposed to happen. It's not legal. Yeah.
Oh well, if you want to see the shows in a much high quality, much more high quality HD with nameplates, commentary, all of that. You could go on IWTV and watch the shows when they come out. They come out every Tuesday with Action Clash. So, those
are the ones that you produced, though.
No, this was not what we were doing. Tonight, the building was rented out by another show.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So we were now that does beg the question, Joe, and you can tell me this offline later, but I'd like to know who it was that you're friends with who was at the show, who was streaming the show. Because
they streamed. They didn't run continuous streams, but there was a lot of little clips.
Yeah, that's a little different, but I still would like to know who that was and be like, "Hey, I get it, you're having fun and everything else, but could you not? Because we're filming this for IWTV." But I guess that doesn't matter. You do the same thing at a WWE event, I suppose. Still.
I've seen people do it at a movie premiere and wound up posting clips from inside the theater on a cell phone, and all you can see is black except for a little teeny tiny postage stamp of a screen.
Yeah.
I'm going, what is the point?
I gave you a hint in the private chat, Skunk.
Oh, pop over there. Look real quick. Okay, I figured that's who it was because I heard that person was there tonight. So I was like, okay, somebody that Joe knows that I know is at that show. Let me put 2 and 2 together.
2 and 2 equal 3 plus 4.
I'll have a word with them. I won't be mean about it. Obviously, I'll be like, hey, look, just. Don't stream everything, or don't stream anything. Actually, wait till after the show is over and then post clips. Doing a live streaming of an event that's my thing. You're doing a live stream of an event as it's happening when people could pay tickets to go see it.
Yep.
But I mean, everybody's got a different way of looking at that sort of thing too. So, I don't know. All I know is that I got to beat somebody really super cool tonight. I got to beat a raccoon themed wrestler,
Okay.
and I'm a skunk themed wrestler. All we need now is a possum. Preferably, I think it'd be cool if we had a possum from Georgia, because the raccoon themed wrestler is from Alabama, and I live in Tennessee. We'd have the tri-state area covered.
Well, Skunk, you've heard of the squirrel of mass distraction?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
your favorite animal.
Yeah, squirrel of mass distraction. And then there's the plot bunny.
Yeah.
Then there's my favorite, the possum of procrastination.
There's a dragon, too. I know there's a dragon.
No, there wasn't a dragon when we got the set, and I don't know what Lindsay did with them. But
I thought there was a
also
dragon.
the Dream Pilot, which I think it wasn't a squirrel. I can't remember.
Oh,
I really can't remember. We bought the entire set, and I have not seen them since we got home from that convention.
Well, the kitten has a name. He is known as Mr. Cuddles.
I hate it.
I thought it was already called Damn Cat.
He gets called that a lot too, but she calls him Mr. Cuddles. Yeah,
What are you called now?
Little son of a bitch.
Realistically, you have to wait and see what the damn thing answers to when you're trying to call it to come and eat or come back in the house or whatever.
Well, today he was sitting here cuddled up to me, just loving me. I also just looked up, grabbed, sunk claws into both cheeks, grabbed up and bit me on the tip of the nose.
That shows that he loves you. He loves you so much.
I shouldn't laugh, but that's so typical for a cat.
And I push him, like, tap on him. No. And he had this look of, how dare you? Does it again.
I wasn't finished yet.
I popped him one more time. And the third time I pulled him off by his head. And me and him stared at each other in the eyes, and that's when we had the come to Jesus meeting. He crawled right up here on my shoulder and went right to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
He found the limit.
Yep. They will push the limit. They're just like teenagers. They will push the limit. Oh,
that's why I like dogs.
So I have I want to bring something up real quick to you, Joe, and it's this. We have had a request. We have had a request that this show also streams on Twitch, rather than just Facebook and YouTube.
All right, well, I'll have to make a Twitch account for it.
And I'll help you out with that. I understand Twitch is weird, but since Twitch has moved on from being just about video games and has gone on to other stuff like this, and I would suggest, if you're going to do it, Joe, make it you only really need one Twitch account. Make it like a generic Halicon account.
Well, we've got a Halicon account.
Oh, let's use that.
Okay.
But they want it so that whenever the show goes live, a notification will appear in our Discord server and let everybody know.
We don't have a Discord.
I do.
Oh, okay.
I have a Discord server, and one of my admins was like, "Could you please stream on Twitch as well, so that it'll let everyone on Discord know when you're live?" And I said, "Okay, I'll ask Joe about it."
That's
and it'll
reasonable.
help open it up for we'll have an additional audience venue on Discord as well, and it'll also bring people to the Halicon or not Discord but Twitch. It'll bring people to the Twitch the Halicon Twitch channel, which will be good for when we do events at Halicon in the future or stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to start revamping the Thursday night show to be Halicon centric. Either that or start a Halicon show.
Well, we could make Stupid O'Clock just the Saturday show.
Yep.
And then we could have the Thursday night show be more Halicon. It could be, instead of it being Stupid O'Clock, it could be like the Halicon Power Hour presented by Miller Lite or whatever.
Yeah.
What are we drinking this year? Miller Lite, PBR, High Life. I don't care. It's alcohol.
Guinness.
Get it in my system. No, we never have Guinness. It's too expensive, Dan. It's far too expensive. We were at what convention? What convention was it, Joe? That they tried to do Guinness one year. Do you remember?
I think it was Fantasicon.
No, Dutch did a joke once where he had two beer pulls and they both went to the same keg.
That's pretty good.
One was and so whenever people came up to the thing, they asked you, do you want a good beer or do you want an expensive beer? And everybody said expensive beer, and it was the same thing. It was Miller High Life. No, there was a convention. I remember it wasn't Chattacon. Must have been Liberty. There was Liberty one time ran Guinness, or no, it wasn't Guinness. It was another dark beer. But they were at a dark beer and they were at a light beer. At the dark beer, it sold out quickly, or not sold out, but they emptied the kegs quickly. Quickly. And then once they ran out, everybody just switched over and started drinking the light beer anyway. So nobody really cared. They were just like, whatever, beer is beer, right? And then they got the bill back on all those kegs. It was like, oh God, we're never doing that ever again. That was like half the budget.
Uh-huh.
But I can't remember which convention it was, though. I don't think it was Chattacon, so it had to have been Liberty.
I don't know. Liberty usually has something like Fat Tire and Killian's side by side.
Oh, Gilligan's?
Yep.
Oh, good. No, there was. I remember when they had the Killians, when the Killians ran out, and your lovely wife kept referring to it as Gilligan's. At that time period, I know for a fact the other keg had Miller Lite. I know that for a fact because I know who ordered the kegs of the light beer.
It wouldn't surprise me at all.
It was oh shit, I could picture his face. Melvin. It was Melvin. And Melvin only drinks Miller Lite. Like that's his beer.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, the only reason I remember the Fat Tire is because it had that IPA aftertaste to it.
That was after I stopped going, which I didn't stop going to Liberty Con because I hate Liberty Con. It wasn't anything like that. I stopped going to Liberty Con because I moved, and the tickets would sell out so fast.
Hey, John, how are you doing? And he says he's listening to us on the way home from a ghost tour downtown Nash Vegas.
That does not say Nash Vegas. Read it right.
Nashville, Nash Vegas, one of them.
Lindsay and I have a friend who is doing a ghost tour in Guildford, England. And he was hoping that when he showed up for his tour group to show up, there would actually be people. Otherwise, he'd have to go home and eat pizza.
Let me tell y'all something. I'm a nice guy. Because every time I see that Chattanooga ghost tour, I want to mess with them so bad. I so want to do horrible things.
Please don't, because
I never
they're
do.
Friends of mine.
I never do. But there was one time, it was me and Chris Walker. We were filming stuff for TWE. Chris Walker came with me as backup because I didn't want to be walking around with a video camera in downtown Chattanooga in the middle of the night. I figured, some crackhead would rob me or something. And so I wanted some backup. Chris went with me. He was very nice. and I saw the ghost tour was going on. I saw the walking around with their little hip PA, right, and the microphone and everything. And I looked at Chris. I was like, every time I see them, I just want to do something funny, and I never do. I never ruin the tour, but I want to every time.
I wouldn't advise it because Amy will call the law on your ass.
Oh, that's the thing is that, like I said, I'm a nice guy. I won't actually do it, but I think about it every single time.
That's where you need to start writing your own comic book.
Well,
I've always.
Go ahead, Bill. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I was going to say one thing I always regretted, and this ain't the same type of ghost tour as what you're talking about, Skunk, but Richard Crow, when he was still living, he used to have ghost tours that were actual bus tours, and they would go all around Chicago area. They would have 13 stops on purpose, and they would stop at the Red Line Pub or go over to Midlothian to Bachelor's Grove Cemetery, and he had things happen over at Bachelor's Grove. Go down to down Archer Avenue to see Resurrection Mary, the hitchhiking ghost, and things are back behind the Museum of Science and Industry, where one time they thought that they saw the specter of the lawyer from the Scopes Monkey trial. I can't think of his name right off the top of my head.
Williams Jennings, right? No, the other one.
Can't think of his name. Well, anyway, it was more of a history tour of Chicago with a supernatural flair to it. So if you wasn't so much into the supernatural part of it, my God, the wealth of information about the Chicago area and that was enough to worth it. And these tours were sold out, and they didn't do it just around Halloween. They did it year round, and it constantly sold out. And I never, I'm 3 hours south of Chicago and never got up there to do it, but and now Richard passed away about 10 or 12 years ago, and nobody has took over since then. I don't think anybody could, but
probably not. I mean, he probably had very specialized wealth of knowledge about the different areas and the sites that you stopped at.
He was a professor at DePaul University, and he actually did this for a course at the university. And one of the other said, "Hey, you could make money doing this. You ought to do these tours, and not just for the people in your class." And that's what he started doing it, I think, in 1973. If you get on YouTube and you type in Richard Crow with an E at the end of Crow, you'll see a whole bunch of different videos on him, and it's pretty interesting. And but he will give you all, and he also started out as a debunker of supernatural when he first started doing this, figuring out who was screwing with people, saying something was going on and that when it was actually something that was man-made.
Oh, yeah. That's the kind of ghost hunting that I used to do, is the debunkage.
Do you ever regret giving that up, Joe?
Not in the least.
That bad, huh?
Yeah. It got to being, it became more ego trips.
Oh, I can well understand. Oh. I bet it was fun though for a while.
John Pikus says they don't use the belt pack amplifiers on the tours. He says he has a very sophisticated close network Bluetooth transmitter that each guest has a pair of receiver with a pair of earbuds. Okay, cool. And probably because it's a haunted pub tour.
Well, nothing better than a haunted pub, let me tell you. I've been to a couple of those myself.
And he says, I can't guarantee you'll see a ghost, but I know that the more spirits you consume, the more likely you are to see your spirit.
Well, I could say this. I've definitely been in some haunted pubs, but they weren't haunted by ghosts. They're haunted by a few other things. No, the thing I was gonna say, Dan, was that and Brian has brought this. Brian and also who was the other? Grant Lankard. Both brought it up where they were like, "Oh yeah, you got such good ideas for stories and stuff. You should do a comic book, right?" And let me tell you, guys, right now, Audrey got on to me the other day. This is true. My old roommate and my cohort over at Scrub House got on to me the other day saying that I have too many projects and I don't need to start another one. It's because for my own stuff, I don't even have time for my own stuff because I keep doing stuff for other people.
Yeah, that's what Lindsay gets on to me for. I'll wind up being pulled into somebody else's project to do a little something.
Like I haven't had a Saturday off this month because every single day this month on Saturday I had to go to somewhere. Tonight I had to go to TWE. Next Saturday I have to go to TWE. Last Saturday I had to go to Crux up in Tullahoma at SWF. I don't ever get a day to myself anymore. It's ridiculous.
Oh no.
Gee, think of that effect on women, Joe. Night. I'm glad to feel the sunshine walking the clock. I message, hey, not many people are here. Hop on. First as I'll be friendly and helpful. Oh. Okay. I see you are. I see how you are. Hi, Bill. How are you doing? I'm going to talk to Bill.
Hi, Nick. Somebody's at the door, Nick. You better go see who it is.
All right.
Here we go.
See, I had to go for something less obvious. You know what I mean? You guys were expecting the axe, so it's got to be a different weapon.
Get the nerf.
How are you doing tonight, Nick?
You know what? I did a live stream today, a nice half-hour live stream, unboxing, all excited, and YouTube bounced me off my own live stream again.
Why, though? I saw that. You posted about it, but why? Did they even give you a reason?
No. It's not like... It's just, it stops working, runs a blank screen, freezes up, and I can't get into it.
Nick, let me demonstrate. This is Nick Talkert's live stream.
Yeah, no, you're not even kidding. And what's worse is I can't even stop the stream. I have to go around into YouTube Studio and delete it live to get it to stop. So it's like, if something can break around me technologically, it will. And in a way, it should not be able to. So I figured if I'm frustrated, I'll come see you guys, because usually someone here is equal or better frustrated. I mean...
Oh, trust me. I'm pretty frustrated.
And...
Although I feel that the way you said that, you're calling me out, but that's okay.
No. I'm supporting you. This is hi, my name is Nick, and I kind of want to tell the world to sit on it and spin, And...
I'd like to tell the world to spin.
I have many
large Coca-Cola commercial coming on here.
Yeah, really?
Are we all going to hold candles on the top of a hill and sing?
Yeah, but we're going to put We'll go British and give the two-finger salute, highlighted by the camera. I want to tell the world to. I don't think Joe will get banned off of YouTube for that. I don't think they're Anglican enough to let that fly. And if they are, I am sorry, Joe.
Well,
Yeah, you're doing it the fingers like this. You just go like that.
everybody thinks you're an Ozzy Osbourne fan, so.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you know what? I have nerve damage, so half the time I tell my hand to do something and it doesn't do it anyway. That's why my typing is just so colorful when I'm responding to videos and I'm going with any speed.
Well, I can't even flip a good bird anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Damn carpal tunnel.
Yeah. Went
Is that
2
what we're
years, they
calling it
didn't
now?
bother to tell me I had it.
Yeah, I've wound up with in the last few months. I've wound up with my left arm going completely numb when I'm trying to use a mouse.
That's just the heart attacks from the stress. It's just you're not human, so you don't notice.
Stress?
No, heart attacks. I keep telling you, one of these days he's going to disappear for 2 weeks. He's going to show up as Holofield the White, not Holofield the Gray, with a new stick and robe. I know what you're up to. I got eyes on you right here, man. Right here.
If Lindsay wasn't asleep, I'd go get the wizard staff right now because it's
Oh
there.
my! Well, folks, that's the end of the show. Thanks for seeing it. No.
Good night, everybody.
It's there. It's there in the umbrella stand with my sword canes.
You see that joke? It just went like you can I think SpaceX sponsored that joke going right over Dan's head. Elon Musk is waving down on his way to Mars for that one.
You see my deflector dish back there.
Yeah.
It's you know what? I have a new story I have to write because of you, and my wife is mad. Because whenever I have a story, I write what I'm a little bit of it. I put it up in a Google Docs, and then I ping my wife so that she can hop on and read what I'm up to, which she loves. But she slams into the end of them like a semi truck. So I'll send it to her, and I know it takes her a while to notice she's got a message, and then I'll hear "ooh" from the other room when I'm doing something. Dang it, Nick! What did I do? No end? I'm like, no, it's a work in progress. You like to know what I'm writing. Finish something. Things get thrown.
I wish my wife was like that. My wife thinks I'm a cheap ass.
Nick,
But
you
I'm
should
not
never
buying
call you.
You're
Nick,
not
you
buying
should
it,
never-
yeah.
Nick, you should never call your wife a Google box. First thing.
I would never. There are only guys. I'm going to tell you a secret. There are only 3 things in this universe, and I got to work to get that 3 up, so you know what's important. 3 things in the universe I'm scared of: my God, my government, and my wife, because all 3 of them can make life a fate worse than death. The worst anything else can do is kill me, but these ones can make you suffer.
Hey,
And she's one of my favorite people on the planet.
and not in a good way, yeah, suffer not in a good way. Let me put that one.
Yeah.
I told Dan and Bill this the other night. When I look at my wife, my heart gets fluttery. I break out into a sweat. I get knots in my stomach. Some people call it love. It's fear, people. She scares me.
We're proud members of the the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. Please, if you like this content, support this and other shows. That's where my
you didn't read it like how Skunk does. Now, come on,
no,
Nick,
because
do it
Skunk's
right.
a pro, and I'm a rabid hobbit running amok in this dungeon back here.
Skunk, are you ready?
I wasn't ready, but I'll do it anyway. Stupid O'Clock
There
and
you go.
Armchair Rocket Science are proud members of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. Rising Tide raises all ships is our program scheduled at all times are Eastern. Sunday, Comics, Chaos, and Sass, 10 p.m. on Facebook. Monday, Never Mind the Furthermore, 10 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube. Tuesday, Clever Dial Pending at 8 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. TED Talks, 10 a.m. on YouTube. Wednesdays, Never Mind the Furthermore, 10 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube. Thursdays, TED Talks at 11 a.m. on YouTube. Creative as Hell at 8 p.m. on Facebook. Stupid O'Clock at 9 p.m. at Facebook and YouTube, and Comic Book Spectrum at 7 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. Fridays, Never Mind the Furthermore on Facebook and YouTube at 10 a.m. Michaela Jade's Tidbits and Scribbles at 7 p.m. on YouTube, and Historical Fencing Guild at 8 p.m. on YouTube. Saturday is Stupid O'Clock at 11 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube, and the Wildcard Show, Armchair Rocket Science, will air whenever launches are scheduled by NASA, SpaceX, or Blue Origin. www.facebook.com/Rising Tide Broadcast Network, all one word, for more information.
And this is brought to you by my books, too. Although I don't pay Joe anything. I really should.
And now Joe is regretting giving me ups.
Well, there's one other thing. You know, there's a great book on Amazon called Deducted, a Tom Darby adventure by Dan L. Hollifield.
Doesn't that guy have an audio track or a CD out, too?
Yeah. Well, the audiobook is also available, narrated by Walt Allen.
And he is fantastic. Indeed. And there is other stuff available on Amazon if you just care to Google that person's name.
And back of the cereal box says, I am seldom frustrated by technology, but people, yeah, I pretty much hate people. It's understandable.
I'm frustrated by about damn everything, but whatever.
I don't have fancy graphics, so I just got to wave my hat in here and say, join the Far Out and Groovy Kids by going to Sarton Art 76 for better days from yesteryear. And so make sure that you join the artwork of Bill Sarton, where everything old is new again.
Hashtag always promote. There we go.
Always
And
promote,
and
always
also
promote.
the most important thing, from on Friday, October 29th to Sunday, October 31st, HalloCon 2021, The Gambler's Nightmare, will be at the Dalton Super.
Well, it says Super 8, but it's not a Super 8.
It's an Econo Lodge.
Yeah.
I've
You
Well,
got to
You have
redo
the
those
wrong
graphics.
information. Now you got Jeff's gonna have to redo it and charge you more money.
No, just
But-
put a little barcode over it that obviously sticks out wrong. It'll be funnier. Maybe flaming
But will-
lettering. Skunk, you could do that in, like, paint.
But will Tom
But
Bodette
why
leave
would
the light
I?
on
Why
for
would
you?
I do it in paint? I have Photoshop.
Humor is just not hitting tonight, I swear. It's okay. it is okay.
all right. Let's try this again.
There we go. Wow.
Hey!
Dang, that's freaking sorcery, man.
Hey, I'm quick with
I'm
it.
not the only wizard you hang out with, Nick.
Yeah, he's got your wand, Dan.
I hope not.
Our dealer space is open.
It needs new batteries.
It like the TV.
I'm not
is
even
by
gonna.
Hitachi.
I'm done.
Come on, Joe. Do
That's
right,
it.
Joe.
Good night, Joe. Well, now that we've got the show and we're done, and that's number 4. And I came in like a wrecking ball tonight. I'm not sure I should feel bad about this or not, but woo!
Oh,
Oh, and you even got me to do the evil laugh.
I know it was good. It felt good. Came right from the black part where your soul used to be. You know,
I haven't seen that since I walked across the nuclear reactor.
oh, I thought it was that redhead you met in the late '80s, but
Ooh,
boop.
that was after the fact, but
good night, everybody.
I normally don't let the full force of my personality hit the other people's show quite this hard, but I'm just kind of in the mood tonight.
All I know is you mentioned redheads around Dan and his significant other, and things get nasty. So I'm done.
Ooh.
Bye.
She is a brunette.
I know.
Thank you very
So
much.
is mine.
I know. And you mention a redhead around her, and she gets upset.
Oh, that's all past history before she and I ever met.
Why do I get Mr. Cuddles?
Cause
Because
I don't want him no more. I'm not a titty.
I'm going to pretend I didn't understand every word of that.
I thought the green room ended last night.
No.
The green room never ends. It just moves.
Son of a bitch.
And this
Dan,
is being
let's see
recorded
that on the
for
replay
posterity.
again.
And now, once again, on the instant slow motion replay.
Yeah.
Just like I said before, Dan, he gets that little soft spot between the two fingers and clamps down. Little bastard.
Yeah.
Remember, folks, to spay and neuter your pets. This is Bob Barker saying the price is wrong. Anyway,
And Joe and I were worried that tonight would just be me and him being boring.
I saw that message come across, and I, the savior of insanity, have come up from my swamp. The mighty manatee man breaches into this room, causing mischief and just making things better. Hi, Skunk. How you doing? Have you turned into a furry yet and smashed any cars after our last conversation?
No.
Oh, you bastard.
I'm sorry, Joe. I am sorry. What you don't know is by the light of the moon,
I'm trying to swallow.
I told these two I would be a little bit late, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so I was honest with y'all. I let y'all know it was going to be a little bit late. It's not my fault. They recorded 4 episodes of that wrestling show, or no, 3 episodes of that wrestling show tonight. They went all the way to like 10:30, and then we had to clean up afterwards, and then everybody wanted to hang out and talk for a while, and I had to be one of the last people out because I had to make sure all the lights got turned off and stuff. So
No.
It's hell being the only responsible one in the building, isn't it?
I will point out that is not the case tonight. One of the guys that was down there tonight was this Grease Monkey was what he goes by in the ring. Grease Monkey. Right?
That's what brought me here. There you go. You
But
said
his in-ring name is Grease Monkey, and I mean, he comes out with one of those big semi-truck wrenches, the big ones, right? And it's him and a bunch of other guys. Their tag team is called the Body Shop, and their whole entire gimmick is that they're all mechanics. But he's like, he comes out, he's got like the do-rag on and the mechanic's shirt with the sleeves torn off and the big wrench, and he was cool. So he was cool the whole entire time. We get done with the show, right? We finish up.
Just give it here. Just give it here.
We're completely done. Nothing else to really do. And I turn around. This dude doesn't work there. He just was doing the show tonight. That was it. He's never been to our building before. He's picking up trash. I couldn't believe it. It was like you're not responsible for this building. He had the same mentality, and I love this. He had the same mentality that our crew at Halicon has. You go someplace, you're a guest there, you leave it cleaner than you found it.
Mm-hmm.
And I also said that. So I wasn't the only responsible person tonight. I'm one of those last man out sort of things.
Yep.
Besides, I really just wanted to hang out with Rita the whole time. I wanted to hang out with her even while the show was going on. I was like, I want to go hang out with Raccoon Girl. Let me go hang out with Raccoon Girl. I don't want to.
Hey, there's no shame in that.
I want to go hang out with Raccoon Girl. She was cool.
What? I'm trying.
There used to be a girl that
You need a
worked for me
possum.
in the garden center.
That's what I said. I said that
yeah.
earlier, Nick. You missed it. I said she's a raccoon themed wrestler. I'm a skunk themed wrestler. Now we just need a possum, and we'll have the trio.
You don't even need a proper wrestler, just a manager who, whenever something gets scary, he plays dead. That's his whole shtick. Just, we're getting. It didn't even touch him.
Well, no, I wanted to have a trios team.
Make sure the
I think
possum's
trios
wearing a
teams are
red
cool.
shirt and you got it.
I think
Yeah.
trios
Yeah.
teams are cool. I want to have a
Yeah.
trios team. I think that would be fantastic if it was me, her, and somebody else. I would recommend my roommate, but I won't for a multitude of reasons. Most importantly is that he's not a possum. He is officially a bunny, so it's not going to work because he is street bunny. That's not gonna fly with me. I can't see him as not a bunny. He has to be a bunny.
Well, if he ever gets a jetpack, you can call him the Rabbiteer.
Yeah.
They don't have a jetpack powerful enough to. What happened to that cat?
This
I thought that cat got ugly. Joe, what did you do to the cat?
He forgot the red settings on the wand.
Yeah.
see, this is why I like dogs. Because they're chill. They're calm.
I do want to point out that last night down there at Tyrone at Action Wrestling, one of my friends brought their dog. It was this little fat pug that can't keep its tongue in its head, right? So he just sits there the whole entire time like, and it was just I got to play with the puppy, and the puppy gave me smooches, and it was awesome. And so I was very happy with that. I got to play with a pug. I like pugs. These little black pugs just sitting there, just went the whole time. Just stupid look on its face. I loved it. That dog was my favorite part of the night. I felt like that dude in that one Vine that I can't find anymore. There was a Vine back when Vine was a thing. That it was a guy who was just like, dog. He's had a caker, and he's like, dog. There's a dog at this party.
The dog's throwing the party.
He's more excited about the dog being at the party than like everybody around him is drinking hardcore. They all got red Solo cups. There's kegs sitting in tubs with ice. It's one of the. I mean, it is like a college style party, and he's just with his phone going, dog. Look, everybody. There's a dog at this party. And he's more excited about the dog. I'm like, that is the dude I want to hang out with. He seems like a cool dude, and I want to hang out with that dog. And I want to hang out with that cat.
If I weren't allergic to cats, which I found out only after I had 6 of them, things went wrong. I would take that cat off your hands and name it Lydia in a heartbeat.
Well, it's a boy.
I don't care.
And?
It's funnier. Because that level, it's dark, it's gray, and it attacks randomly. It fits my shtick perfectly. No, that needs to be Nazgul. I mean, like that cat needs a proper name, like Nazgul, or
He has a proper name.
Damn
Mr.
Cuddles.
Cuddles.
What's wrong with Mr. Cuddles, Nick? Okay, give me your dissertation on this. Okay, 5-paragraph essay.
The last time I knew a Mr. Cuddles, and it's right up in your alley, Skunk, he was about 6'8", and he frequented the Midwest Fur Fest. He was about a 4 foot at the shoulders, and he was a bear in every definition of the word. And he went by Mr. Cuddles. So that kitten is just causing me some short foot.
Now, why can't we have a Nazgul named Mr. Cuddles?
I would love wait. Isn't there a? I know there's a video where they superimposed a cat looking for the hobbits.
Mm-hmm.
That
one is much more threatening than the actual Nazgul.
Oh yeah. Name it Lon Chaney. It has a werewolfy kind of cat vibe. Give it.
Yes.
Your microphone's doing that thing again. It's not doing it now. It was doing it just a second ago.
I can hear a hum out of it. Yeah, that's the.
That. I reached over and touched it by mistake.
Yes.
You have the reverb coils on it. I mean, all you got to do is thump it, and it goes.
Well, see, what you don't know is that's his version of the Eviltron 6000. I don't know if you're familiar with the Eviltron 6000. It goes by several names, but it's a random device that makes a couple really annoying beeps at totally random intervals, and it comes with either a magnet back or a Velcro back so that you can put it inside the box of a computer or under somebody's desk.
And you trigger it by Bluetooth.
You know, once you turn it on, because it's only like a piezo, so it takes next to nothing. It'll last months to a year of just, if you hide it well, a random beep. And then it might be a couple minutes, it might be a couple hours before it goes off again. It's pure. Yeah, see the smile? Like, I love how the smile is being born under the mustache. It's just like evil started creeping out of Dan Hollifield's face.
Hey,
I know exactly who I need those for.
We've got a watch in our bedroom that goes off at 1 a.m. or midnight, depending on time change,
Mm-hmm.
that we've been looking for 3 years.
I'm glad that happens to somebody else.
That's one of the reasons I stay up so late.
You want to wait till the watch goes off before you go to bed.
Yeah, that way it doesn't wake my ass up.
It's either under the bed or in the bottom of the third dresser drawer.
Somebody needs to buy a battery, a 9-volt battery. I heard that.
That's actually me, I think, if you're hearing a distant smoke detector.
Yeah.
It's an old smoke detector that the dude who owned the house before did reloading.
Yeah.
So he had 3 or 4 smoke detectors in every room, and a couple of them are straight up screwed to the, like, there's no getting at it, but they're very, very old. Yes, I know. And normally I have my door closed, but Sandra's up, so I'm keeping an ear open. But the filters are clogged, so you can change the battery on the old ones. You're not getting it down. It's wired into the house and battery backup, but it will do that no matter what I do. I'll have random smoke detector chirps. It's just technology hates me.
I had one that did that, and it would go off at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
A ball bat fixed it.
Cut the wires.
Actually, I put a switch in the wire and took the battery out and turned the switch off. We have a smoke detector and a CO2 detector that is solely battery operated that I have yet to install. But believe me, with my second wife, the smoke detector was pretty much the kitchen timer to make sure supper was ready.
I got one for you. Brother-in-law was over at the house one day for dinner. Not the brother that we just her biological brother we just discovered, the adoptive brother. And he was over, we were having dinner. And he goes, "Is dinner ready yet?" And I said, "Nope, smoke detector hadn't come off." Donna comes out of the kitchen. I said, "Okay, I'm sorry. 5 minutes later, the smoke detector comes off. Greg opens his bedroom door and goes, "Is dinner ready?" Needless to say, guess who got the second round of ass? Got the other ass cheek chewed off.
And you didn't even have to say anything, did you?
Brother-in-law was in the floor rolling.
Yeah, that's the way it works. It's the one that can't leave to go home because you're already home.
Yeah.
Oh God.
What?
Oh, I have an ear infection. Actually, it was quite bad, and I swear the antibiotics do more damage than the dang ear infection does. But I'm just at that arc course with randomly Feels like a knife, and it also sounds like someone has a small aircraft taking off. Is that me? Hold on, I'll check.
No, there's a
Uh,
low rumble from somewhere.
It sounds
And then
like somebody vaping.
All right, I muted my mic.
It's Joe.
It's show.
It
Okay,
came
cool.
back as soon as you unmuted.
Okay.
All right, let me
I'm-
move that way over here. Does that help?
Yeah, actually, it all went away. Oh, nope.
No, still hear it.
What is that?
believe me, with the microphone that low, you don't want to know.
Wah!
Joe having constant technical issues is what that is.
Is
Joe,
that what
I
we're
wish you
calling
had
it
one of
these
those
days?
awooga horns right just at that moment. It would have been so just golden to reach down and, you know.
I want a pooter so bad I can't stand it.
Welcome to high class entertainment for tonight.
Oh God!
I had one guy do that too. Had one of those at Walmart. Pull that one on me. And I said, "Really, really? I want you to know I returned fire and did."
All I can think of is the old Corona commercials, you know, with the bottle getting the, you know.
Yeah.
Not make Corona commercials these days. We're not sure why. I mean, something with branding. But, you know, that's one of those where you just hand somebody a lime. Why am I... You know, you can hear the ocean from the foghorn. I'm sorry, Bill. You just, you know, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I just kind of took a wrecking ball to you guys this evening, and I do apologize. And Lord, please be with the starving pygmies down in Africa. But
Okay, Larry.
Speed kills, Nick.
Details. You're right. It should be here. We go. Anyhow. Okay, sorry. A little memory.
You should be careful. You should be careful quoting any of the blue collar group around this bunch because we all know them personally.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about personally, but
I know a couple of the writers.
So you know who they are really, like, you know. I get you. Let's see. What else is going on in people's world? Come on.
Okay. Last week I released my 9th album. William is after me to finish the next 2 books. And I've been doing albums because I've had the writer's block going on for a couple of months now. A couple of months, hell, most of the lockdown, basically.
If only somebody suggested you just start telling all the stories that you have of your youth growing up in Appalachia and putting it out in a book with the popularity of Old Gods of Appalachia and the fact that you're both of that region and possibly an old god. Yeah.
You're talking about Midnight on the Tractor of Introspection, and it's in manuscript form at this moment.
Get that out. I want to read that. I'm not even kidding. You know, God, you think Nevermind the Furthermore actually stops for most people? I swear. I saw Brian's first show. I'm like, that's a good lifestyle.
Oh.
Y'all look tired, guys.
Hell, I've been up since 5:30 yesterday morning.
I'm just waking up.
Joe,
What?
that's not good.
Launching too many damn rockets.
Dude,
Go ahead,
Go ahead,
Bill.
Bill.
I was going to say, Dan's usually the one falling asleep, and I think he's the only one awake because he's on vacation.
Yeah, I've been able to sleep till, the butt crack of noon.
I've seen the
And
picture of that greenhouse that you're going to put together.
mm-hmm.
It
Yep.
looks pretty snazzy.
I had
Well,
to give Dan a reminder on how to put it together. Pointy end up, dirty end down.
I saw that.
And
Shut up, Christian.
I'm thinking pretty strongly about doing a before and after picture of the demolition of the shed that I'm working on now. What it looked like 5 or 6 years ago when I put it together. Well, 5 or 6, about 10 years ago when I put it together, and then what it's going to look like when I finish tearing it all down. And basically, the second picture would just be a concrete slab. But,
well, then just add an explosion between. Just like, yep, and we're going to demolition it, cut to a fake plunger, add the fake explosion. This is broadcast gold, Dan. Come on.
Oh, Dan Butler asked me why I don't just go out with like 4 ounces of C4 and blow the damn thing up. I told him because I don't want a picture window in my shower stall.
Just do a clip of Bo and Luke Duke there with the arrows with the dynamite on it and shoot it at it, and then the next one is the shed blowing up.
Yeah.
Actually, what I've thought about is putting my Jedi robe on and just standing out in the yard going and make a fist and have it disappear.
Oh God! Can't somebody just badly cut it out and have it levitate up?
Put the Infinity Gauntlet on there, Dan.
Oh no! Don't need that.
Aquarium marbles, hot glue, and one of those dishwashing gloves. You can make it work, man.
Dan, on the new greenhouse, you're going to have long tables and all that in there to set all the plants on, or
whatever I build, that it'll be different heights depending on how tall the plants are. The poblano peppers almost turn into a tree. Some of the tomato plants will get pretty tall, but stuff like lettuce and spinach and with leaf lettuce and spinach and some of the other stuff would be on a waist high shelf at least. And
got to hook a overhead sprinkler system in there.
I've already got plans for that. Yeah, and it would be really easy, and not just one sprinkler in the middle, but customized for each plant so they get the right stuff. Yes. One day you're going to do that and you're going to rework it. Says, it's almost time for you to shut up.
Oh. So do y'all want to run with the after show or scratch it on this one?
Well, me personally, I mean, as soon as this is over, I'm leaving. Like, I would love to hang out with you guys, but I am very tired, despite the fact that I just drank a Mountain Dew.
Yeah. I'd hang around if I didn't have to get my COVID test in the morning.
Yeah.
So
you get the brain swab.
Yeah. Right through the eyeball.
Yeah.
Hey, you know lobotomy? I know lobotomy.
Teenage lobotomy.
Lobotomy!
Yeah.
Lobotomy!
I knew Skunk would get it.
I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy.
I saw Rock and Roll High School
all of their albums. So,
yep, Road to Ruin was my favorite.
Yeah, that is a great one.
Whenever somebody says that line, the rather, because I know it's from a lot of different things. The rather have the bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy. But I always think about specifically T-Bone Stankus and Existential Blues. It's the first thing that comes to my mind.
I don't know why, but I see Marty Feldman saying it.
I think he did say it at one point.
Probably.
It sounds like it should be a line from a Beetlejuice movie to me.
But no, he. You guys know that song, Existential Blues?
I think so.
Oh God,
I
it's great.
feel like I should.
It's
Yeah.
it's an old staple of Dr. Demento, right?
Oh,
And
okay, then
it's,
yeah, that's why.
yeah, and it's
That's why
the
I should
it's
know
the
it,
acoustic song of the guy, and he rambles off a whole bunch of stuff, and then right in the middle of the song, he just stops and he goes, "I was on a quest, walking down the road again, do da do da." So I got down the road, and then I had all those little people all around me. They looked at me with their. They said, "Hey, mister, are you tall?" I looked down at them and I was like, "Yes, I'm tall. You weird little wonders." And they looked at me with their big bloodshot eyes and said, he does the whole Wizard of Oz story. And he's doing it, and it's hilarious. And then he goes right back to the song again. I don't know. It's hilarious. It's a good song. But every time somebody does the rather have the bottle in front of me, the frontal lobotomy, I'm just like, oh, how profound was it? This girl with psychic powers. She said, T-Bone, what's your sign? I blinked and answered neon. I thought I'd blow her mind. I love that song.
Wow,
And Skunk, this is just for you. Right before we leave, this is totally for you. Are you ready?
Uh-oh.
No.
If there's a wiener on that monitor, I swear to God, Stu.
Oh, how you feel there, Skunk? You okay?
I'm all right.
Okay, that's good.
All right.
Bill, you were around at the time. You know why we have that clip? Because people would say, I got to bring something up. And somebody would inevitably make a joke of being all like, nobody wants to see that. Right. I finally put that in there. So when somebody's like, oh, I gotta show this off real quick. And that did there's a wiener on that monitor. We had a couple of good ones. This is my other favorite one. This is the one I like to use whenever people are about to get into an argument.
Please, can we just calm the down?
We don't get to use that one very often. It's usually a pretty jovial group. We've got to use it one time. And I was glad we had it. We had it ready.
And then here's your favorite.
Thanks, Dan.
Oh, Dan. I'm glad he's able to see it now. And sometimes he'll say something just so off the wall. We used to have this one. We used to use a lot too because people didn't. So would say something and we were like, "What?" We have fun here, Bill. It's a great show.
And then
I missed
Fire
that
Nation
show.
attack.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up. I don't think we're going to do the live after show. We'll hang around and chit-chat for a little while. But we're going to go ahead and wrap the show up for everybody watching on the replay. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Thank you, Bill, for jumping in. Thanks for showing up, Nick. Thank you, Skunk. I would say, there he is. Say thank you, Dan, for being here. We're going to end the show. Say good night, everybody.
Good night,
everybody.
Good night, everybody.
I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.